Okay, before I get started, I wanted to take a moment to explain myself. Years ago, before I started my YouTube channel, I designed a logo, which coincidentally is the first letter of my name. Like all of my designs, it first started with a vision, then a rough sketch on paper. But I have a special way of misplacing those documents, so to combat this chaos, I employ modern technology. This process begins with me firing up the old PC, where I'll open up a well-known image manipulation program and use the hand drawing as reference to refine and design, then convert it into a scalable shape. After printing out a scaled-up version of the logo, I stuck the paper onto a small section of 1.6mm aluminium. Part of the aluminium removal was performed on a recent addition to the workshop, made in anticipation of the challenges this project and others would present. Inspired by my father's jeweler's workbench, my version is small, portable, and adapted to be set up and dismantled quickly and easily to justify its existence in my workshop. Sometime during 2025, I created a new intro sequence featuring a physical version of my logo. You may have noticed this difference, or not. This introduced change is a part of the ongoing experimental nature of the project that is Studio V, a project aimed at pushing the boundaries of concept and design in the pursuit of originality. Although it is difficult to quantify success, as originality can be an elusive pursuit, especially given the amount of influential exposure we encounter daily. However, the success lies in the creative pursuit and the knowledge acquired, which is a beneficial side effect of the journey. Personally, I'm inspired by anyone creating almost anything, within reason of course, especially things that demand a large investment of time that are driven by a passion for creativity. Now, although the featured subject of this video is a physical replica of my logo, I believe the principle can be applied to almost anything. I don't know about you, but when I begin filing or doing some other equally repetitive task, I enter an almost meditative state. I know that traditionally it's within this state that you're expected to free your mind of thoughts. Now, I do enjoy traditions, but I also enjoy examining and pondering ideas that seem to randomly enter my mind that begin with a question. One such reoccurring question is the following: what is a human? Well, I really can't answer that in any authoritative or comprehensive manner. But what I will say is this: when a human enters or is printed into this world, it is an organism with unrealized potential. Humans are capable of almost anything, and from what I've witnessed throughout my life so far has led me to believe that it is possible humans are biomechanical printing machines through which ideas have a chance to exist in physical form within the human realm. This is a phenomenon that a lot of us take for granted, yet we all benefit from. Perhaps one day soon we'll have machines that print humans, which sounds like a nightmare if you ask me. So I guess it's a good thing that it's just a provocative thought for now. Anyway, this is what I was thinking about while making this logo. This project takes me back to when I was 16 years old and I attended a technical school, and it was there that I was introduced to this method. Although back then it was a jeweler's saw I used to cut out shapes and patterns from aluminium. Some of my first projects were to cut out and file small logos of my favourite bands at the time, which was a good thing because most of the band's logos had reasonably complex designs. I believe those designs presented the necessary challenges required to develop skills for projects such as this one. This video is the result of a recent project of mine for which the logos were made to embellish and mark an otherwise plain surface. As I mentioned earlier, while working through this project and seeing the idea manifest, it was impossible for me to deny that humans really are 3D printing machines and have been for thousands of years. Evidence of this is everywhere. All you have to do is use your eyeballs. From rudimentary objects to the baffling ancient megalithic structures around the world to the mass-produced highly technical contemporary objects we use unaware daily. The evidence is all there for everyone to see. So when I look around, I feel humbled and in awe of those that existed long before me and somewhat inadequate. Ultimately, my observations have inspired me to at least attempt to leave some sort of contribution to the human story.